Your clients don't buy based on how good your service is. In this video, I'm going to break down the 7 mistakes that held my business back so you don't make them, or at least you recognize if you're making them and you can fix them. But what I want to do is just get on the same page about why people buy anything and also the moment that I realized that. Because you see, your clients are deciding to buy your services when it's only clear that it's for them, what they get, and why it matters. So just selling mindset coaching or selling a facilitated design sprint doesn't really mean much, which seems obvious, but even experienced coaches, consultants, and facilitators get this backwards. If you want to get into the psychology of that, it's called the curse of knowledge, or what I call market value bias. It's the kind of thing that we dig deeper on in our newsletter, so sign up to that at leverageaccelerator.co if you haven't already. But let me share a quick story to help make this point. When I launched my workshop design mastery program, and a bit of a mouthful, but that was back in 2022, I was proud of how thorough it was. It was my first B2C product, and I packed it with the methods and processes that I developed from 20 years of hard-won facilitation work with multinationals and government bodies to youth development charities. And it sold. A few dozen bought it. They were great clients. But this was not enough to hit the financial goals that I'd set. Looking back, I see the mistake. I'd built it for my own intellectual curiosity, and it was geeky. So I ended up attracting people who shared that same level of geekery. And that was fine to get initial traction, but not for the long-term growth I really wanted, because ultimately the majority of my target audience wasn't there yet. To them, it looked like a nice to have, not a must have. And since then, I've seen this play out across dozens of coaching, consulting, and facilitation businesses. So here are some things that might be getting in the way. Now, the first is that it might just seem too broad. You're trying to help everybody, because when you say something like, I help people and teams, it makes it hard for your ideal client to see themselves in your messaging. Second on the list of mistakes could be that you're describing the process, not the promise. People don't buy frameworks, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love a good framework. But what they do is they buy what the framework achieves, that tangible outcome. Now, third up on this list is you might be leading with your credibility, not clarity. That's this credibility. I ran out of space. But what I mean by this is 20 years of experience doesn't really mean much if your ideal clients don't get how you'll help them. Fourth here is you might be using your language, not theirs. They might not be searching for values-aligned strategy. In fact, they're probably not. But what they are doing is searching for and thinking, how do we stand out in a saturated market? Okay, next up, number 5. It's not obvious what problem you solve. Now, if you're selling coaching, fine. But they're looking for relief from overwhelm, burnout, and uncertainty. So make that really clear. Now, penultimately, you might be buried in abstraction. Again, I ran out of space on this post-it note. So what I mean by this is words like transformation, empowerment sound nice, and we know what it means, but I'm sorry, but it means absolutely nothing to the layperson. And finally, you might be assuming that they understand their problem, but most don't. Don't get me wrong with this. People will experience pain caused by those problems, the frustrations, the negative consequences of those problems. But if your positioning skips straight through to the solution, it's going to fly right past them. Now, I've made all of these mistakes selling my workshop design mastery program, and I made sure not to repeat them with any future offers that I end up creating. Now, if you enjoyed this and want to avoid these mistakes, also get weekly stories, tips, and resources to grow your business, then join 750 newsletter subscribers at leverageaccelerator.co. Link is somewhere around this video.